I just did something I'm very wary of doing. I gave one of my in real life friends my channel address. I told them the name anyway. I'm always worried about doing that because the stuff I talk about here, it's kind of hard to explain, you know, why I'm talking about the things I'm talking about sometimes. And I mean, no one I know from back home, band members or friends or like anyone knows I do this. My sister knows because I went to show her something I did one time where I used an old picture of us and I compared it to a new picture of us, and it was just a funny thing. So I showed her that, but I don't think she watches regularly. I mean, Nia obviously knows. She's been on it. In fact, she's going to be with me tomorrow night. We're doing our annual Halloween live stream. It's going to be 9 o'clock this time, Pacific, which means if you live on the mainland, you'll probably have to catch it later because it'll probably be 3 a.m. there or something. I'll leave it up though for a couple of days. I don't usually live stream. In fact, I think the last one they did was the Halloween one last year. And I'll leave it up for a couple of days. But yeah, I should probably do more live streams. Anyway, whatever the point is. Yeah, I don't tell anyone I have a channel. I mean, my neighbor found out I have one through his kids. I saw him in Target one day. Target that just came out of $2 Target bags to put your purchases in that you ring up yourself. His kids went to him and like, hey, I think that's Jimmy from upstairs. It's on YouTube. And that's how he saw that I was on it. But yeah, I don't know what real people would think looking at some of that stuff. Well, one I would imagine, well, he's nuts, right? But most people that know me probably think I'm nuts anyway. And then there's all the stuff about the white erasure that I talk about a lot, like white people being under attack from all sides, from mainly the masters, the WEFs and the UNs and the World Economic Forum people, and you know, they have a plan. The reason they want to get rid of white people. There's many reasons why they want to get rid of white people. It seems crazy though. Like I don't know how they think they can do it. There's just too many of us. Yeah, there's 7% in the world, but that's still a lot. Had to do my wish there. That's the only kind of superstitious thing I still do. And I know you know that because I mention it every fucking time. Yeah, I don't know. Like the whole thing is like from their perspective, from the big, our masters, our so-called masters. From their perspective, we're the only thing keeping them from doing exactly what they want to do. We're the only group of people that could stop them from doing what they want to do, and have been stopping them from what they want to do, which is why what they want to do hasn't come to pass yet, even though they tried a million different ways to get it going. Yeah, there's no other group of people that has all the stats, all the average stats together, like white people do, to be able to stop them. You know, just look through history, like who's done all the conquering, who's held all the cities, who created the cities, who maintains the cities. White people. So they're the biggest threat. And the added bonus is real. I mean, not the added bonus, it's actually more to the point, is that a lot of white people are Christians. And it's not so much about, in the spiritual realm, all right, it's about the fact that they're Christians. In the material realm, it's the fact that we have average stats. And when I say average stats, this is why we're so capable at everything, and why we're the only group that can do the things we do. Every group of people, wherever they come from, whatever the background is, I apply second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons rules to it, or stats to it, where like you say you have an Asian guy, you'd be like I don't know, South Korean, something like Nia. High intelligence, pretty high wisdom, not the highest, probably lower strength, or lower dexterity. Then you got like an islander, like a Pacific Islander, or like a Hawaiian guy, that kind of Asian. I would say higher wisdom, lower intelligence, much higher strength. They're some of the strongest people in the world. Okay, and you can do this with every group of people, every race. Yeah, it's upsetting to some people, but it's fucking true. You know, these things are based on just experience and being in the world. Not my experience, but the objective experience. Yeah, there's no one stronger on earth than Samoans. I seen a Samoan guy once on TV take a coconut and break it in half with his bare hands. And he wasn't like trying, he wasn't struggling, he was smiling the whole time. Like, hey, look at this, he broke this coconut in half for you. Yeah, they're so strong. So their stats on their stat sheet, and a stat sheet is meaning, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this applies to video games too. If you've ever played like a role-playing video game where you have, you know, your strength, your intelligence, your dexterity, your wisdom, and depending on your score, it means you're proficient at certain things. Like, you know, you want to be like a thief, right? So you'd probably pick a halfling, a hobbit, because they're small and they have high dexterity, high agility, but they're not very strong, and they don't have high endurance, meaning they can't carry all that much because I think endurance is tied into how much you can carry. Maybe that's strength too. The point being is every group has pluses and minuses, highs and lows. We're not supposed to say this. We're supposed to say everybody's exactly the same, which is horseshit. They're not. I mean, it's just it's delusional. But that's what they want us. That's what they want us to think. That's what's been programmed into our minds. That's what, you know, I learned in public schooling. You know, my whole life is it's just the skin tone. That's all it is. There's no different. You can look at me and Nia, okay, and it's not just the skin tone between me and Nia. You can see that her physiology, her physiognometry, silent G, is much different than mine. We just look like we're from different factories because we are, you know. I would say for Nia, again, high intelligence, a little above average wisdom. What would her agility be? Her endurance is pretty good. She can carry a lot of stuff. You know, without getting too nickety-pickety here, everybody's got their plus and minuses. When it comes to Hawaii people, we have average stats in everything. Everything is not great, not bad, just good. Everything. We're not the strongest, but we're pretty strong. We're not the smartest, but we're pretty smart. We're not the wisest, but we're pretty wise. And we don't have any minuses. You know, we're athletic enough so that our agility and our dexterity is pretty good. Everything is average. And it's funny because there's that meme of the mediocre white man. Like, black people, they can say that a lot. Like, oh, the mediocre. I said, yeah, that's our secret weapon, is that we're mediocre. So because of our average stats, while we don't excel at anything, we don't fall behind on anything. And that's, I believe, what makes us be able to conquer everything and run everything and control everything and put the world in our hands. If it wasn't a group of small-hatted people from the desert who, through manipulation, lies, and murder, after crawling out of the Black Sea, made it in such a way that they got us by the balls, you know, we wouldn't have to deal with them either. They created a world because of that is completely upside down, subversion, satanic doctrine. Left is right, right is left, up is down. It's opposite Friday every day with these Satanists. You know, look at no glasses. Hey, brother. Yeah, so because of our average stats, we're the most dangerous to them. The most dangerous to our would-be globalist masters, controllers. And their idea is, I think they understand that you can't wipe us out completely. I don't think that's possible. You know, we're too resourceful. to ever be completely wiped out. They'll always be pockets, like Terminator. So, but what they want to do is get us subjugated enough so that we're not a factor when they want to rule out what they want to do. The thing is, like, a lot of these people don't understand, like, a lot of these non-whites that hate white people, as all non-whites do. Hey, everybody hates the Yankees, man. Why? Why does everybody hate the Yankees? Same fucking thing. So what they don't seem to understand, and the reason they don't, can be found in their stats, on their stat sheet, the reason they don't understand, is that if they were to get rid of or subjugate or put in check my people, it would be a nightmare for them. It would be a nightmare on earth. It's not like these German airport murals where the utopia, the non-white utopia, is just black gays adopting babies, 2 dads, and everybody's gay, everybody's happy, and it looks like a perfect world, you know? Rainbows everywhere, no white men, it's wonderful. They think that's how it's going to be. It would not be anything like that. That's the promise that's the lie they've been told, you know? But you know what? They don't even have to really push that lie to get people to turn on white people. Everybody just naturally hates white people. That's because, you know, when you're in the top spot, everybody hates you. Whatever you're looking at. You know, music, sports. You know, they're not so great. Yet the actions of people and the reality you see tells you the complete opposite story of what they're saying. So, were they to get rid of us, they would scoop everybody else up in an afternoon. There is no resistance from anyone else. Who? When was the last time you saw a LGBT conquering army? Or a female conquering army? Or a black conquering army? You know, the Spanish conquerors haven't happened since the Inquisition. I mean, there's no one. There's no one that can be trouble for them. So once they got us under heel, they can roll out this shit. And what they want to roll out is they want to pull the transparency off the one world government. People always get crazy about that one world government, one world government. They already have one world government. It already is all one world. These wars are bullshit. No one's mad at each other. The wars are unnecessary. They're blood sacrifice and architectural destruction. Taking out buildings and things that don't fit their historical narrative, because even as they're working now, they're trying to change more of history. They're doing it before our very eyes, you know. And I'm not even talking about like the BBC, British Broadcasting Company stuff, where it's like Henry VIII was black, Napoleon was black. You know, they're trying to rewrite history so that black people were everywhere and ran everything. That's just an annoying thing. But they want to change history at a more fundamental level. Like, so that if there is such a thing as history books in the future, which I don't think there will be, because once the whites are subjugated, there's going to be no use for a public school system. People won't be treated like people anymore. It'll just be like a giant, slave plantation. That's all it'll be. Yeah, they don't know what they're fighting for. I mean, it feels good probably to say kill whitey and get rid of white people, but they don't know what comes after that. Some of us do. And if you looked at the intent of the people that are running things, you'd see what it is, you know, yourself. What's the answer? I don't know. Awareness is really the only thing you can do. Awareness, watch your own six, build your relationship with God, talk to Him. I believe we're told things as we go along. We learn different things that we have to learn as it goes along. Sometime, like there was a couple of years ago, I was saying, what's the answer to this? I don't know. We'll find out. You know, it'll be given to us. And it kind of has, you know. It's just, it's nothing anyone wants to hear. Like I always tell people, like, you don't want to go out and protest or counter-protest. You don't want to do anything like that. You don't want to make yourself known in any way like that. You know, they always talk about, like, you know, we'll get a group together or join with like-minded people. No, not even online. It's a trap. They want you to do that. The other day I did that video, is black crime as bad as they say it is, black on white violence? It's bad, of course they do that, but for the level that they're showing, I think what they're trying to do is to bait white people to come out and get angry and start doing stuff, because then when they start coming out and doing stuff, then they can scoop them up. Then they can enact new laws. Then they can bring martial law. Then they can do all kinds of stuff, but they need you to do it first. If you sit at home and don't do anything, they can't do that. And I know people get mad, like these pro-patriot groups and stuff. We have to do something. You can't sit on your hands, sit on your head. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that if you go outside and start stepping around, start marching around, like our version of chimping out, you're going to have the U.S. military on your ass. An answer to what the next move is will be revealed in time. You just got to be patient, man. You got to be patient. Now I'm going to have to move everywhere I go down here. Oh, no. Usually in Schizo Garage, if you joined me here before, I can only talk down here so long, and then the cars start coming in. And then everywhere I am is where someone needs to be. So before I get to that and I start pulling my hair out, I'm going to run upstairs. Thanks for popping in. Nice seeing you guys. And as always, don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.